Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. First off, let me say this. I apologize. I apologize for the late reactions, for the late videos, but guess what? I was on vacation. Not only was I on vacation, I also got sick on vacation. Who gets sick on vacation? I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but it's very, very raspy right now. At least to me. I don't know what I'm going to sound like tomorrow. Probably worse. But enough with that. Enough with that. Free agency tampering period was yesterday. We heard about some signings today as well, and officially the league year starts tomorrow, so we're going to get even more news. But I'm going to start off with this. Shout out to Joe Schoen. Shout out to Joe Schoen. Shout out to Joe Schoen. It was looking a little slow in the beginning yesterday. You should have seen me. I'm at where I was at, chilling out with the family, eating breakfast, and checking my phone to see who the New York Giants were doing at the same time. First class multitasking at its finest. I'm able to put out a couple of tweets, reactions, and stuff like that on Twitter, but I'm not home. I'm not even in the same state. I couldn't wait to get home and get into the studio and talk to the people. So we get Pulse and Adebo. I'm like, okay, fantastic. We got a CB1. We have our CB1. Tay Banks can go back to CB2. We have Pulse and Adebo. And it's funny, too, because I saw some clips of Pulse and Adebo a few days ago. He's doing backflips. He's doing workouts. Looked like he was in his backyard or some park or something like that. He was letting everybody know that his leg was A-OK. He was good to go. Convinced the New York Giants we get him signed, right? Was a 3-year deal, $54 million, right? $38 million guaranteed. We have our CB1. Bravo to Joe Schoen for that. And then it got real quiet after that. You really didn't hear too much a little bit after that. We got a guy, we signed a defensive tackle. Nobody knows who he is, respectfully. What was his name? His name, Roy Robertson Harris, respectfully. Defensive tackle depth. He's a depth piece. I think that's what it is. We signed a linebacker named Chris Board. I forgot. Wow, what team did he come from? I can't remember the team that he came from right now. I know the other dude came from Seattle, and this dude, Chris Board, was a linebacker, special teams guy. We signed, and I'm sitting here like, okay, well, where's the quarterback? And even to this day right now, we don't know who the quarterback is going to be. I put that out in the tweet as well. And then we also get the news about Darius Slayton. We're bringing Darius Slayton back. 3 years, $36 million. And what did people do? A lot of people did the same thing. They said, wow, Joe Schoen can give Darius Slayton Saquon money, but can't give Saquon money. That's what a lot of people were talking about yesterday. But you know what? I always like to say you can't keep crying over spilled milk. It is what it is. Let's talk about Darius Slayton. And also, let's talk about Jalen Hyatt as well. And it sucks for me to say this. I think the campaign for Hyatt is open, might be finally over. Depending on the quarterback play, his role was diminished last year. And with the re-signing of Darius Slayton as the true number 2 wide receiver for the New York Giants for the future moving forward, you kind of closing the door on Jalen Hyatt on what his full potential could be. Maybe you get some packages for him, or maybe you get a package for him as far as a trade done for Jalen Hyatt. But somebody somewhere can absolutely use Jalen Hyatt. They can build a package. They can build some plays for Jalen Hyatt. It might not be with the New York Giants. We'll see what happens. We're still very, very early in free agency. So look out for that trade, possibly Jalen Hyatt getting shipped off. But Darius Slayton returns. A lot of people are 50-50 about it. Some people think Darius Slayton absolutely stinks. Some people think that, with good quarterback play, Darius Slayton can easily be a 1,000-yard wide receiver. I'm one of those people. So I'm not crazy about the deal with Darius Slayton. It's fine. I think he's a solid number 2, especially if you got good quarterback play. And he does bring, that speed element, deep threat, to the Giants like he's always been able to do. But I woke up this morning, 3 hours behind the East Coast time. The first thing I saw when I woke up, put Twitter on the phone, I saw the New York Giants sign safety Jevon Holland. I said, wow, okay. Joe Schoen is starting to cook a little bit. Joe Schoen is starting to cook a little bit. You know what? Let me backstep. He also signed a tackle yesterday, a guy named James Hudson from the Cleveland Browns, most likely going to be a swing tackle. I think it solidifies that Evan Neal is moving the guard. Hopefully they challenge him for that guard spot and just don't give it to him. It might be his job to lose. That's what I think it's going to be. But hopefully they bring some more competition in here. In other words, I need another guard outside of just Evan Neal getting shipped from tackle to guard and getting moved from tackle to guard. So back to Jevon Holland. Last year, you didn't want to pay Xavier McKinney. What did I just say a couple of minutes ago? You can't keep crying over spilled milk. Right. We needed another safety. Jason Pinnock, obviously, we're not re-signing Jason Pinnock now. We have an upgrade, an absolute upgrade. I believe he was ranked like the third best free agent in this free agency class. We got the safety, Jevon Holland, and we paid him a lot of money. We paid him a lot of money. I believe it's somewhere around $16 million a season. I don't know what the exact breakdown is. There's other people that can do that for you. I'm just giving you my reaction. So now I'm looking at the secondary like, ooh, I like what I'm seeing. You have Tate Banks at CB2. You have Polson Adebo at CB1. Your slot is Drew Phillips. Your safety is Tyler Nubin. And your other safety is Jevon Holland. You have two safeties that can almost do the same exact things. Versatile safeties. You can play whatever you want to play, Mr. Shane Bowen, on the back end. Pause. You can disguise coverages because a lot of these, both Tyler Nubin and Holland are versatile safeties. They can play into the box. They can play back deep. They can track the ball, got good ball skills. We haven't really got a chance to see Tyler Nubin's ball skills yet because of how we played him last year. But when you saw him in Minnesota, or if you know about him from Minnesota, the man is a do-it-all safety. So I'm looking at this defense now like, okay, your linebackers are, Micah McFadden, Bobby Okereke. If you guys been watching me for a while, you know how I feel about Bobby Okereke. I believe he played out of a position. They switched up his role. That's why, he had a down year. Micah McFadden had a fantastic year, but I guess to me, he was playing in Bobby Okereke's old role. And then now I'm looking at the edges, and I'm looking at Kayvon Thibodeau, and I'm looking at Brian Burns like, you know what? Can Kayvon Thibodeau continue to grow? Can Brian Burns be the guy that we signed him to be? And what does it all mean if we don't got the guys up front? And then the New York Giants made another signing. Stole somebody from the Dallas Cowboys. As much as I don't like the Dallas Cowboys, I like this signing. Chauncey Golston, a guy that most likely for us is going to play the 3-tech. A 4-3 defensive end. Most likely going to be the 3-tech. I don't know. They're going to stand him up and have him play outside linebacker for us. But he's a bigger body. He's bigger than both Kayvon Thibodeau. He's bigger than Brian Burns for sure. About 270 pounds. That's what he had listed. So he might even be heavier than that. So now you're talking about a defensive front that has Dexter Lawrence, most likely Chauncey Golston starting over Nacho. And then we still need to figure out who else is going to be the defensive tackle for the New York Giants. We got to figure that out. We absolutely got to figure that out. Do we address that in the draft? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Again, there's a lot more free agency left. Can we bring back Dalvin Tomlinson as an option? Maybe. How do you guys feel about that? I would love to kick the tires on Dalvin Tomlinson. He's still got a little bit left in the tank, I would assume. At least good enough to be in a rotation. But I'm curious to see where the New York Giants go next. But before I end this video, I want to talk about one more thing. And that is the gigantic hole, crater that the New York Giants have at the quarterback position. Right now, Aaron Rodgers is holding people hostage and holding people up. He got Pittsburgh versus New York Giants, and we're supposed to be family. The Rooneys and the Maras are supposed to be family. Right now, Aaron Rodgers is pinning the families against each other. Who's going to pay more? It's like an auction right now. Every time somebody thinks they've done something, they raise their hand for the price. The other team has jumped up and said, you know what, I'm going to give you a little bit more. So we got a back and forth for Aaron Rodgers, something that I did not want to do. Because now we might end up having to pay Aaron Rodgers $50 million for the year. Are we really going to pay Aaron Rodgers $50 million? Are we really going to do that? Some people can't wait. Me personally, I think Aaron Rodgers is 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He can easily say, I want to play for the New York Giants, or I can play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, or he can do the wild card and go to the Seattle Not Seattle, Minnesota Vikings. We don't know. Or he can go to what? Did Seattle pick up somebody? Yeah, Seattle got Darnold. But I'm sitting here like Aaron Rodgers is holding us up right now. We don't have a quarterback. I think that Russell Wilson really is the backup plan, most likely the backup plan for both of these teams, for Pittsburgh and the New York Giants. And right now we're just sitting here waiting and seeing. Tomorrow is the official, first day of the new league year. Officially, Aaron Rodgers will be released from the Jets. And I guess we'll get some news. Maybe we'll get some news tonight, maybe not. I don't know. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.